okay, can you believe Brad Pitt is 60 years old today? Brad reportedly spent his birthday with his girlfriend, Ines de Ramon, who's in her early 30s. The two have been dating for over a year. Now, to honor the occasion, we want to take a look back at his career, but really it's just an excuse to see more pics of Brad, okay? We all remember him as the sexy love interest in Thelma and Louise. Hold up. That was more than 30 years ago. He went on to star in iconic films like Legends of the Fall, Meet Joe Black. Let's see more. Come on, we got more photos. We're going to wait until the other ones come.
It's a good place to freeze if you're going to freeze on TV.
I know. It's supposedly rolling. Oh, okay. Meet Joe Black. It is taking gritty roles in Fight Club. But people have also been fascinated with his off-screen love life, especially after he divorced Jennifer Aniston after starring with Angelina Jolie in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yep. Then went on to marry Angelina, only to get involved in a super messy divorce from her. All right, so rather than dissect his personal life, what do we think about Brad Pitt, and what is this fascination with him? What do you think it is?
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of like the Erica Cobb effect. People age and you don't really see it, and you look fantastic. And it's kind of, people are fascinated with that. Like, Erica,
take it, Erica.
Get over here.
I love you, Jack.
But I'm telling you, it is. People are fascinated.
Like, the nicest thing
how do you do that? Like, how does it? He's got a six-pack. I haven't seen a six-pack since I was in my 20s. But you're like, in a compliment, freak of nature. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
And so is Brad Pitt.
He's also talented, right? He's a damn good actor.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, that's why he stayed in the public consciousness for so long. There's been a lot of attractive actors come and go, but Brad has stayed because his movies are also iconic. And when you show pictures like we just did, everybody stares at the screen like Sam was just doing.
Do you also think, because there's some mystery there, because he's not on social media, he literally makes, when he's in interviews, he's very... He's not one to shut the interviewer down like some who avoid the spotlight. He has this very charismatic way of diverting anything about himself and then placing it on like the co-star next to him in an empowering way. He's very savvy that way to keep the media spotlight off of him, which makes him mysterious.
I think that is in response to how much he's been thrusted into the spotlight, because he already, no one's denying that Brad Pitt was a star or has always been a star. But when your personal life becomes a bigger headline than your professional life, and that's not necessarily by your choosing, because this was before social media was really a big thing. So to be everywhere and not necessarily wanting to be, now he can control his narrative by not being out all the time or putting his relationship in the forefront. So when we were talking about the age difference between he and his girlfriend of the past year, it really hasn't come up much because we don't see them that often. You know, it's not like you're constantly hearing about them on social media.
Is that a double standard? Because I've gone after Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, of course.
But that's only who he dates. I'm answering my own question. Leonardo DiCaprio only dates like early
25
20s.
is the expiration.
We've seen, you know, it doesn't seem like Brad Pitt discriminates. He dates all kinds of women.
All kinds of models.
No, there
is a real.
Well, I mean, yes. I can't think of one person.
If you guys give him props for dating different kinds of models, I will walk off this.
What Sam is speaking to, and she's absolutely right, there is this thing, it's like the Brad Pitt effect, or what happens when he's with different people. Like, I think he was dating Robin Givens for a while. He started looking like Robin Givens, which might have been the biggest feat.
You're right.
He starts looking like Gwyneth Paltrow. He starts looking like Jennifer Aniston. He looked like Angelina Jolie. There is a actual thing. Every single person that Brad Pitt has been with, he has morphed into that person.
Yeah, that's called love.
I've never heard that. And Sam is like, yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's true.
Calling him a shapeshifter. No,
I think it's amazing that he shapeshifts into his woman, like osmosis. It's amazing and hot.
Okay.
All right, speaking of birthdays, Dick Van Dyke turned 98 last week. His career dates back to the 1940s and has starred in iconic movies like Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But he told CBS Sunday Morning the secret of his success is actually, quote unquote, laziness.
I'm pretty lazy, really. When I'm having fun, you know, all right. But I'm a lazy person.
Really?
Not a lot. I don't have a lot of drive. I've been very lucky.
Wow.
There's always somebody to pick me up and put me over there.
That's wonderful. It just sort of happened.
It did. It just happened.
Wow, so is laziness, Jeff, the key to longevity? Or is he lucky? You are the least lazy person I know.
And you know, I think Dick Van Dyke is being humble here. You know, like he's put in the work. If you just see how many hours he's on television, that doesn't equal laziness. Maybe now later on in his life, but I see where he's coming from with that, right? I kind of feel like I was picked up and put in this position too, and you kind of dismiss all the hard work. You're like, I probably could have done more if I look back at my life, even though I have put in a lot of hours, right? Years even. So I get what he's saying. He's being very humble about that, but by no means, especially in this today's day and age, I don't want to get generational here, but he's by no means lazy in my mind.
And I don't even know if laziness is a bad thing. What? Laziness is awesome.
No, I mean, if you don't even know what
let me explain. Whenever there's like you know, some kind of public disturbance, somebody's throwing rocks, fighting the cops, whatever. Lazy people are not there. Lazy people are at home. They're never causing a disturbance. They're never breaking into your car. They're never typing on social media.
They're not an upstander.
What do you mean? They're not bothering anybody.
They're bystanders.
If somebody's at home chilling, watching DBL rather than out causing chaos in the world, I'm fine with that.
They're not lazy.
Who said they're lazy?
You did. You just implied it.
I didn't imply because they're watching Daily Blast Live. They're lazy.
No.
I'm saying if you're at home, you're telling me there's something wrong with being at home?
No, I'm telling you that you don't understand.
Can you watch DBL when you're at home?
You are trying to come up with something that's going to get a reaction because you don't even know what lazy is. I have never seen anyone work. I didn't know there was that many hours in the day. So you are pontificating on what it means to be lazy because you wouldn't even know lazy if you saw it like in front of you.
Yeah, you don't stop
working. You have no idea what you're talking about is what I'm saying in the best of ways.
Yeah. Yeah, you are a hustler. You always got your notes going. You're thinking of your stand-up. You're thinking of pitching a new show. You're thinking of like a onesie line, all kinds of stuff. So you are the last person to speak about laziness and somehow give it some credit. Yeah. Because
I'm down with lazy people.
Oh, okay.
Good try.
All right, nice.
Very good try.
Thank you for playing devil's advocate.
That was
all
cute.
Right.
Shout out to lazy people.
All right, Melissa Joan Hart shocked her fans after a preview of her recent Lifetime movie showed her playing a grandmother. But Melissa, who's 47, posted a response to the uproar on Instagram and said she's flattered that people don't think of her as the grandmother type and joked she's now ready to play the middle-aged witch. She, of course, starred as Sabrina the Teenage Witch back in the 90s. Meantime, Mark Wahlberg, who is 52, says he is embracing his age and looks forward to playing a grandfather soon. Are these stars, in your opinions, Jeff, are they too young to be playing grandfather, grandma?
I don't think so. I don't think it's as uncommon as people think. I think when people think of grandparents, they think of someone in their 70s for some reason. Times have changed, you know, and I think 50 is the age. Some people are like, that woman has 2 grandkids. Could you believe that? So it's kind of crazy. I don't think it's crazy at all. I just think people online are insane.
I think, though, it flipped. Because you said, when I think about grandparents back in the day, I think people, you know, they would graduate high school, some would go to college, they would have kids right away, so you would be a grandmother in your late 40s and 50s.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But today, more and more people are choosing to have children older, so at 43 years old, I have 2 little ones. So I do see where the uproar is coming from. I don't think it warrants people to write in.
What I'm trying to say is maybe visually, everyone looks like you think of a grandmother as the golden girl when those women were in their 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know, visually, that's more of like a 90-year-old.
Right.
Like, people don't look like they did.
Right.
That's what I
we just looked at Dick Van Dyke, a 98-year-old. He looked great. So what's your vision of a 90-year-old? All changing.
Point. Full circle. Okay.